swings, then the Phoenix dies and doesn't get the supernova off, and maybe the black hole isn't so well set up.
Well, this time it's going to be another smoke, potentially looking for a Roshan here.
Oh, this is not the time to hit Roshan. Second illusion comes into the pit, doesn't manage to reveal the troll, but they manage to get Ana with the duel. That is huge. They get the burst damage, they can even get XXS, the extra bit of dual damage, but not here. And it looks like IG, I mean, this is kind of fair.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I think here they're looking at this like black hole's down, supernova's down. They really can't fight us, right? So who cares if they know we're roshing? If we're bringing all our heroes there, they actually can't 5-on-5 right.
They do have overgrowth.
Oh, no, Tail, you tried to doppelganger some of your illusions over, but instead himself is actually going to be caught. The hero is revealed, and now OG Jarex is also going to be caught. Fly tries to help him out, but OP actually goes straight for Fly. Fly is going to be ensnared a little bit and silenced. Beautifully comboed up by Bobaca. He waited till the tail end of that entangled from Searing Chains was at an end, and then followed up for the silence for maximum disable on the Phoenix.
Very nice punish here from IG. Having vision, knowing they can go for the kill onto Ana, recognizing the discrepancy in team fight without the use of the two ultimates. Just making sure that they get every single possible advantage they can. And I think this is one of the really important things when you're playing against a style that OG has in this draft, is just knowing when your timings are, recognizing, hey, they just popped all these ults. We need to make sure that we do something. Like, even if it's just one tower kill, if it's Roshan, if it's a pick or two, you have to apply some pressure in that downtime. You can't just allow OG to play the game and always have their ultimates up for every big engagement.
Yeah, don't play scared. Right?
Exactly.
Just run at them. Run at them. They're not going to be able to fight back. They've got the blade mail now for the Legion Commander. Pretty good timing. He had an excellent start, and obviously he's been delayed a little bit, but they still get it around the time that he's
sentry down.
Nice pickup on Jarex. There goes that sentry, but they're still going to be able to fight him with the dust, and that's going to be good. Hey!
That is such a terrifying combination. Having the Troll Warlord Battle Trance with a Legion.
Yeah. Scary indeed. Fortunately, Legion has not won most of her duels, so she's she doesn't have that really big threatening physical damage, but I'm sure she'll get there.
Given this current rate, having a 6K net worth lead 21 minutes in, Invictus Gaming certainly seems to be playing a much more solid game.
He's hiding pretty far back here, and he does have the Echo Slam. I think he can pretty much three-shot any of these heroes, right? He goes in, hits the Enchant Totem, then Echo Slams, Enchant Totems again, hits. I think that pretty much kills anybody.
I believe so. And don't forget that True Strike. So even Troll, not going to be able to stop the damage output. Granted, if you don't kill him in that combo and Burning is able to pop a BKB, then you're going to have a really bad time because you're not going to get to move anymore.
Yeah, he's just going to start lifestealing up. Mask Madness swings. He's hitting for almost 200 damage a hit already. He's actually going to pick up the Blink Dagger here. And I like this a lot because it creates a lot of chaos in these team fights. And it's hard because OG have a very clear game plan set up. You know, we go in, we set up the Supernova, then we get the Overgrowth Entangle. Somewhere there's going to be a Black Hole. They don't like chaotic fights. They like very clean, precise team fights with this kind of lineup. And this Blink Dagger to the back lines for the Troll is just going to create a lot of chaos because the IG team is going to be very split up and kind of focusing, you know, individual heroes. OP's going to be over here targeting some support. Burning's going to be going for a core on the side or in the back lines or something like that. And there's not going to be a clear opportunity for that big Black Hole.
Just kind of building on what you're saying about the Blink before BKB. He has the Aegis to fill the timing to where you would normally want the BKB anyway.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
If IG were to take a fight right now and Burning dies once because they have to commit Black Hole and Echo to him, then he just comes back anyway. So regardless of, it's a more efficient farming item because it gets you across the map faster.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about the BKB just yet because your Aegis is still in your inventory, and then, you know, later on into the game when he feels like he needs to finish it up, which I'm guessing is going to be his next choice, then they'll have that really strong peak in being able to fight into the ultimates of OG. The only thing that I guess he might want in addition to that BKB is maybe thinking about disassembling the SNY and going for a Manta, because he's playing against Tree. Yeah, and if you BKB too early and you get Overgrowth, it can feel real bad.
Yeah, especially if you popped your ultimate in your Battle Trance, but then you get it Overgrowth.
Yeah, that's like the worst feeling in the world.
No Tail is got to be worth it. I mean, now IG are obviously just going to head straight into OG, but the difference is that one time they used Supernova and Black Hole to be able to win this team fight. OG could still win a fight without Black Hole based on the Supernova Overgrowth plus Echo Slam combination. So IG can't be too fearless in just charging into OG once OP's back in.
At the very least, until they have BKBs.
Yeah.
That's going to be the one point where OG's team fight is going to feel, I guess, a bit underwhelming. Unless S4 gets, he has the BKB now. But he's going to need, that Midnight Pulse down. Maybe he even needs damage from Aghanims. Blink Blade Mail here.
Just Sun Ray to be able to help keep Ana alive and might even
Low. Hello? ITP di ay. ITP. Capital F. Okay ra. Kana NJ mo na. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Good morning. Alexis ka eh? Oo. Ka- Tulo na nasa ano ron lobby. Unsay i-search na nag-create ka? Sige. Kay nag-post mga i-update man to ni Lindon gani ang katong sa page. Ibutang niya nga to ang lobby name. Ah, siguro i-send lang sa FB ni ano ni Lindon. Ah, oh, ITP friendly orgasm laban na. Sige. Sige, sige. Salamat. Showdown ng password. Karon, last 3 game?
Final kanang
Start pa. Sugod pa.
tawag na
Official.
contested.
Oo.
Official. Dili day kanang murag usa ka lugar.
Di pa. Basta mag-online na.
Sa online. So naka-register no.
Mm.
Mabuhay na yung item.
Of their group or looking to solidify their placement. Both Evil Geniuses have been running around going tied with a lot of teams and then kind of 2-0ing some of the lesser teams here. And LGD have actually pulled some big wins and then also lost or maybe tied against some teams that you probably wouldn't have expected. So maybe some inconsistent performances by LGD, where I've heard a couple different players refer to Evil Geniuses. This maybe isn't their kind of group stage, because they're definitely people keep referring to they're a best of 3 team for sure, and that you could definitely see it in the results of their ties.
It's also very common, I think, for EG to end up being in the lower bracket at some point, and then making their way through the lower bracket to like grand finals or, you know, 3rd place, whichever. They have a tendency to do that. But this match, this is Group A, obviously, so you have like 5 teams within 1 game of each other right now. And I mean, among those teams, you have TNC, EG, IG Vitality, Empire, and Secret. I mean, it's like they all have a very similar, sorry, not game of the day, and then tomorrow there's I believe 3 matches left, and then we're all done. Rounds of matches left, and then we're all done. Yeah. So very important to get a 2-0 in here if you can.
Yeah. Tough opponent after this. They have TNC. And LGD actually have we're also in that top 4 position. So this is a series that really LGD could not afford to straight out lose. Right? I really feel.
Offers a ton of laning potential in the early game, very fast, 320 base movement speed. And Snare is a great tool along with Riptide, which not a lot of people think about, but it's a very cost-efficient nuke. It's kind of like an AoE Void, but instead of slowing you, it reduces armor.
And that's it's all the more value it's got in. Extra support, maybe a core that can jump onto the hero and help you out. One thing that I would kind of, I think the biggest way to describe Evil Genius's drafting style for this group stage has been ambiguity. Yep. You know, they keep on picking up these heroes that can run in multiple situations, right? I think they've run Earthshaker in all 4 of the potential positions he can run into. They have been running this Naga Siren, which could potentially be a core likely support. Batrider can also be that support slash off lane mix, just depending on the situation. Void was another one that can run in different positions. It's like every single time you see an opener from Evil Geniuses, in the first 3 pickups, I feel like there is at least 2 or 3 different laning phase scenarios that are going to be possible for EG. They're just going to lock it down as they see more of the enemy team's draft.
I think it kind of lends itself to be worried about what your own strategy is. You know, don't worry like a ton about what the enemy team is doing, because if you trap yourself into this thinking of, okay, where's this hero going, where's this hero going, and sometimes you can't see the forest through the trees, and you end up picking some draft that doesn't have enough synergy, and you kind of fall flat. I think we've seen a handful of those types of games during the group stages so far. But I believe the last time that we saw the Batrider and the Naga together, it was a dual support, at least when you and I cast it.
Yeah.
It was crit actually on the Bat, and then it was Zai on the Naga Siren in that game. So curious to see if that's the path they're going to take here. The great thing about Bat is no matter what you do with him, he's going to get farm because he has Firefly. Like that's probably the biggest strength of the hero in general. So going into the second ban phase, you see the Lycan taken out. EG love that hero, obviously, play it a ton. It's shown, at least when you and I cast, a lot of strength in it was, I would say, pretty solid win rate. Disruptor is one where crit actually on the Bat, and then it was Zai on the Naga Siren in that game. But it's not one that I feel is a go-to for him necessarily. That's probably the picking up the biggest strength of the hero in general. So going into the second ban phase, you see the Lycan taken out. EG love that hero, obviously, play it a ton. It's shown, at least when you and I cast, a lot of strength. It was, I would say, pretty solid win rate. Disruptor is one where crit actually on the Bat, and then it reside on the Naga Siren. But it's not one that I feel curious to see it by him. That's probably the picking up the biggest strength of the hero in general. So going into the second ban phase, see the Leica taken out. PG loved that hero, obviously, played a ton. Shown, at least when you and I cast a lot of strength. It was, I would say, pretty solid. Disruptor is one where crit actually I don't on the bat, and then reside on the Naga Siren. But it's not one that I feel curious to see it by him. That's probably the biggest strength of the hero in general. So going into the second ban phase, see the Leica taken out. PG loved that hero, obviously, played a ton. Shown, at least when you and I a lot of strength. It was, I would say, pretty solid. Disruptor is one where crit actually I don't on the bat, and then reside on the Naga Siren. But it's not one that I feel curious to see it by him. That's probably the biggest strength of the hero in general. So going into the second ban phase, see the Leica taken out. PG loved that hero, obviously, played a ton. Shown, at least when you and I a lot of strength. It was, I would say, pretty solid. Disruptor is one where actually don't on the bat, and then reside on the Naga Siren. But it's not one that I feel curious to see it by him. That's probably the biggest strength of the hero in general. So going into the second ban phase, see the Leica taken out. PG loved that hero, obviously, played a ton. Shown, at least when you and I a lot of strength. It was, I would say, pretty solid. Disruptor is one where actually don't on the bat, and then reside on the Naga Siren. But it's not one that I feel curious to see it by him. That's probably the biggest strength of the hero in general. So going into the second ban phase, see the Leica taken out. PG loved that hero, obviously, played a ton. Shown, at least when you and I a lot of strength. It was, I would say, pretty solid. Disruptor is one where actually don't on the bat, and then reside on the Naga Siren. But it's not one that I feel curious to see it by him. That's probably the biggest strength of the hero in general. So going into the second ban phase, see the Leica. You know, because all these heroes are so good at just being alive and harassing and just being a nuisance.
This is a combination they got going on. Chronosphere with an Ancient Apparition Ice Blast is already a killer. But now in team fights, they can also have Pugna sitting in the back lines. He can throw down a blast, give him time to lay down his ward, and probably most importantly, go for that life leech.
Yeah, I love the Pugna resurgence. The hero is so good at just ending the game.
Yeah.
There are not really a lot of heroes in Dota where you can be in a 20-minute match and say, we can just go high ground. You know, unless you're like 10 or 15k net worth ahead at that stage in the game, which is very uncommon. You have to like win all 3 lanes.
It's just so annoying to play Batrider, like in a defensive capacity against Pugna when he's sieging against you, because he lays down that ward, and then you're obviously going to pop Firefly before you go for the initiation, but then you get pinged by the ward, that delays your initiation, gives a heads up to the enemy that you're looking for it. Visage, though, for Evil Geniuses, feeling that safe lane Visage like we saw last time from EG?
It's definitely possible. The hero is incredibly strong now with the change to the Gravekeeper's Cloak and allowing the birds to be just that much more tanky inside of the fights. I would even say in this game, it's pretty hard for them to kill birds, right?
Yeah, it is. Very hard.
So how does the Ancient Apparition, for example, deal with a Visage core if it ends up being like that very farm-centric, I have a really early Solar Crest and an Aghanims? That hero is going to have a hard time just staying alive in general. And then you have Pugna, who, outside of the Crepify, he doesn't really have a self-save either. So I think of Visage as this hero, if you don't have an innate escape mechanism and you have low base armor, you're just not good against Visage. Like, he's just going to kill you.
I haven't seen the Ancient Apparition versus Visage yet. I wonder, because before the Ice Vortex change, this would just be obviously Ancient Apparition like changing all the time.
That's true.
I wonder if the Ice Vortex will help him out a little bit against that. You could just lay it down on top of him and then get a little bit of a boost of movement speed while slowing down the birds. We'll have to see. It could be he just still dies too quickly, right, with Solar Crest and the birds focusing you down. It just takes like half a second to be able to bring the Ancient Apparition to near the kill zone. They're going to have the Templar Assassin be the last ban out here from LGD. I like that a lot, especially since they already have the Visage. It would give them Roshan taking potential, and they have great Roshan inhibitors already with the Batrider and Naga Siren, so if they have the Rosh taking hero of their own, that would add a lot for Evil Geniuses, and being able to kind of stymie the timing that LGD is looking for. I look at this lineup and I see very much like they're going to hit hard at 20 minutes, and they're going to keep hitting you until like 35, and later on to the game, we're going to start having some more issues with Furion really coming into his own as a major right clicker, and who knows what that mid laner is going to be. But I think LGD's timing is very solidly focused in the early to mid game.
So I guess the follow-up to that would be, what is the hero that allows them to continue their push? Because it feels like if the game stretches out too much, that Evil Geniuses will just have the flat-out lineup advantage because of how good their heroes are at splitting up the map, how little catch LGD have. I mean, sure, in the early game, Night Stalker's great, because you can walk in, you can void someone, you have, you know, your Ancient Apparition follow-up, or Pugna, or even a Chrono. But later on, it's pretty much just Chrono. And then you're looking at trying to stop a Bat, you know, Naga Siren we saw, even though it wasn't played in a core capacity, Zai still did a really good job at pushing out lanes all the time. And then you have Visage Birds pushing, and then obviously the Nature's Prophets. So the last pick here looks like it's going to be a Sumail Shaker, a classic.
LGD, they can do a couple things here. They still have, since they have the last pick, they had second pick, so they have the very last pick. They can change their lineup by a lot. They can run like Pugna mid, offlane faces Void, and like a different carry like a Troll or something if they want more late game. And they don't have to necessarily go all in on the pressure of winning that mid game and taking away objectives. They can still go for a Faceless Void safe lane or a Pugna safe lane. You can make a different mid. Anti-Mage, last pick. That is definitely a hero that grants them the late game here, right? There's no way a Visage, Earthshaker core is going to be able to stop that one.
That is a very, very good pick. I'm all, you know me, I love Anti-Mage.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always a fan of a good old-fashioned hit creeps game.
You're a fan of farmers, man.
Oh, I love them. I mean, I play safe lane. Can you blame me?
Disgusting. You and I are like natural enemies. You know that? Like, I'm the offlaner. I like to be very aggressive with my off lane. You like to hit creeps a lot with your safe lane.
Listen. They've nerfed safe lane so many times. They removed Torment Shield from the side shop. You can't buy Slipper's
Give me those sweet safe laner tears. They taste so good.
Before they changed the shrines to be 5 minutes before you could use them,
that 7.0 was the greatest patch ever for off laners.
I was so sad.
All I hear all the time with the safe laners at 7.0. This shrine is killing me. Off lane is better than safe lane. Oh, it's a great patch. Great patch, Ice Frog. I loved it.
You don't understand our pain.
and then after that, I lost like 500 MMR.
The classic.
All right, LGD versus the Evil Geniuses, our final series of the day here on this stream. We've got Old 11 already TPing out, getting a good aggressive ward for him. A Void versus a Visage. That doesn't sound like the most fun matchup in the world. Be playing the mid Pugna up against Sumail's Earthshaker. I imagine that's going to be okay for the Earthshaker, right?
Yeah,
being a melee
so.
against the range, I don't think that's too terrible.
Torment Shield is usually enough. You know, you have the bonus damage from enchant you can use even after shock to CS now because it does 75 damage at level 1.
Yeah.
I think Sumail, well, he's notorious for like, it doesn't even matter what his matchup is. He usually just does well unless the enemy team is focusing him with a lot of roaming. And this game, you're probably really only going to see Victoria moving around the map. He's kind of the only hero equipped to do that, whereas the rest of LGD are looking at a very static laning phase, just sitting there trying to get what they can, and hoping that Ame gets enough space to be able to really get that timing of anti-mage before EG are able to pressure the map, get the Roshan, and take those towers down.
LGD protect their bounty rune from the evil universe. He tries to snatch it away with the treants, but it's going to be pushed back top lane, actually. Old 11 was able to challenge RTZ for that one, so they're able to get 3 of the bounty runes. Ching!
Looks like it wanted to try to go for the creep wave there, but realize that Crit's in the area. Not going to be able to stick around.
Faceless Void hates Batrider.
I think most heroes hate Batrider.
True, but Faceless Void more than others, right? Because you time walk, but you don't get rid of the sticky, and you're just still going to be chased down. The support Batrider is really hard to play against this Void.
I think any kind of incremental harassing damage is what Void hates the most.
Yeah.
Anything that you can't just time walk off.
Those 1v1 Ursa lanes kill me. Universe going to be gone on the bottom lane. They slow him down with a Void and get the extra damage from the Ancient Apparition. Failing to actually get that kill, they just turn around and throw the rest of the damage at Zai. Really good use of that first chilling touch.
It's one thing you can't underestimate, just that bonus damage coming in. Even at level 1, it's 50 extra damage a hit. Normally, Zai playing on the Naga Siren, you have the 6 armor, you're super tanky because you start with a Stout Shield too.
Yeah. Now they don't have the chilling touch. Evil Gene is just going to be able to come back and force. This is really reminiscent of that Planet Odd lineup that they ran in Dream League, where they put the Tidehunter support with Gush level 1 with a Furion. It's just a better version of that, basically, because you're running a tanky support that kind of sits on the front line that gives you minus armor possibilities for Ryu to really abuse the fact that you're running a ranged core off lane.
Easy to push out the wave. You know, you get level 6, you can just pretty much man fight anyone as long as you're not getting chain stun because of how good life drain is.
I wonder if they're gonna do an early rotation. Say like they get level 6, if they're gonna try and go for like a Furion TP on the mid, just kind of block Pugnant in, see if Sumail can get in range. The Echo Slam or something like that.
Yeah, if you can chain stun him, it's possible.
Yeah.
He's got the 2 points in Aftershock, so it's that really thin window where you can still kind of do it, but you have to be like immediately spamming all your spells.
Yeah, I think like Pugnant mids are one of the most.
In the meantime, Zyman with the invis.
He has the ensnare. Well, finally Zai pops out with that ensnare. They're going to be able to close the distance with maybe. That level 6 just doesn't come fast enough. The life drain doesn't save his life. He will die to Smith.
Overall, a worthwhile trade for EG. Getting the mid player over losing just a support Batrider, not really a huge deal for them. My curiosity stems from who's killing that stack. Is that a Sumail stack? Because I mean,
I think that's a recovery crit stack.
That could also, yeah, that could also be it. He's only got like 1 point in a Firefly. I guess eventually he'll take over the lane, like maybe.
Mag-stack. Kung kansi ang carry. Wapa man ito kontra, 5 minutes daw. Snack sa tayo. Ano, magkaon? Ano na? Lag man eh.
Death cap by the troll, it's not the aggroing. It's just beating him to death.
Stop it! Stop it, troll! Crit's at 150
Okay,
HP. Alright, finally it stopped. And he's got Firefly up in 5 seconds, so he could be good. Zai ended up dying right next to his shrine on the bottom half of that. They are going to go for Sumail here. Big time nuke. The combination for the Echo Slam. Turn around. There goes Victoria. And now an ensnare onto Yao. Maybe is going to try and protect his support, but he takes so much damage with that minus armor. Universe actually going to go for the crowd to maybe instead of the life drain, the turnaround. Oh, the nuke. Good thing Zai had that level of the illusions. He was able to get rid of that life drain, and a big hit from Sumail. He's going to finish things off with a double kill. But Victoria's going to come back for vengeance, actually. Maybe only level 2, but the Void, Cold Feet, he doesn't choose to chase.
That Echo did so much more damage than I thought. They're also going to lose Yao.
Yao got caught by the familiars. They came in. That's the beauty of the Visage core. You can stay in lane, and your familiars will go gank for you.
I think that's what we call the suffering of an ancient apparition against the Visage.
It is only just begun.
All right, mid again. Here we go.
Jason and Down, life drain a little bit more. Victoria's gonna have to run him down underneath the tower, but he doesn't have the mana to do so. They also tried to go on the top lane. Old 11 was chased away. Fortunately, well-placed Time Walk was able to get him out of that nasty situation. TP in for the Furion. Ensnare is going to be able to catch him. Old 11 is just going to get bursted down underneath this Ensnare timing. Did not respect Naga Siren well enough.
He didn't have enough mana to Chrono, so he had to pop the stick. And in the time it took him to use that to try to get away, it was already too late, and he just ends up going down.
They're still chasing Snail. Jesus, all the way into the tower again. Victoria with the haste strewn all the way into the tier 2, but Snail's just so tanky. That's the big problem with Core Shaker, right?
Gotta throw so many spells at that thing to take him down. Strength gain is insane. 3.2. Also gets a 10 strength talent at level 10.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Evil Geniuses have this really cool combination where the Familiars for damage, and then they've got Treants as well as Naga Siren illusions to be able to tank tower shots. They're going to be able to get another Ensnare onto Old 11. He's going to be able to get the Time Walk away this time around. Really think he needs a rotation from his team, though. You don't want to lose to tier 2 this early.
I think it's quite difficult for LGD to straight up fight this though without Chrono and like an Ancient Apparition Ice Blast. I guess they are bringing maybe in. So if they have everyone and they can get like a good Chrono into a blast or two and maybe a life drain, it is possible. But at the very least, they manage to scare EG off. I think it's very dangerous to let EG continually take towers like that when you're playing with an anti-mage on your team. Like Ame, he hasn't really been able to do much for obvious reasons, but you know, he's recovering. He's back up to one of the highest CS in the game right now. And if he gets 5-10 more minutes of farm, we could start to see LGD's lineup kind of come to fruition.
Here comes that Furion Visage push once again. This time
Ayun niya, Panoy.
while Sumail just covers ground all over the jungle. Maybe he's going to try and take that tier 1 mid tower, but Sumail's pretty quick to rotate back to mid lane. He really doesn't want to trade 1-for-1.
He can't stop them though, really.
Yeah.
Can Echo maybe?
Yeah,
Start na
the
to.
Echo does have the enchant totem, get the stun, but the Trapify goes off just in time. Unfortunately, there is still the chains.
Ang team ang nakaano? Oh, open mic. Base tungod aning live streaming? Dire. Base tungod aning live streaming?
Ano man?
Kani?
Ingon ba ito splendid kung dili ako nag-close na? Oh, i-close na na, i-close. Close na na. Basin sa VPN, nag-VPN ka?
Oh, ako nag-VPN ko.
Oh, okay ra. Di. Gi, wait sa. Unsa gi? Gi, yes.